Hello there guys, it's Joey, and these are a couple new extensions to the Goddess Lilith spell range, which already exists on the Starry store. I wanted to say Facebook page then, I think I'm so automatically saying Facebook page, but no, they exist on the store and the Facebook page if you're so inclined. And I was really quite excited to work with the Lilith energy again for the Dark Goddess Lilith. And here we have a smudge and a powder salt blend. It started off its life as being a powder, and I got told quite quickly that she wanted a salt just like Morrigan has, but for her. And I was like, okay, you two fight it out. Okay. But yeah, so I did indeed create the salt powder blend and the smudge. So the Dark Goddess Lilith range already exists on the store and is designed to honour her as her goddess self rather than the demonization version of Lilith that is portrayed. An oft misunderstood goddess, Lilith speaks to those who walk alone along a path free from the confines of popular and unwanted opinion. She speaks to challenging preconceived notions and looking beyond the lies to see the truth. The energies contained within are for death, decay, rebirth, beauty from ugliness, strength from tragedy, courage from pain, oh, I can't speak today, as well as regaining female sexuality and power, perfect for magic of sensuality, sexuality, personal power and charisma. So the Dark Goddess Lilith is obviously demonized by patriarchy, and she goes ahead and walks her path as a powerful goddess irregardless. She was a powerful goddess before she was demonized, and she's a powerful goddess after she was demonized, and she cares not for the opinions and judgments, the unwanted attentions of those who would seek to disempower her, and knows that they cannot achieve their aim. They cannot make her less than she is, and she is a dark goddess of depth. I think she really is one of these dark goddesses that really truly understands what ugliness and horror truly is, and just understands what it is to hurt and be harmed and be rejected and be feared. And yet she carries on in beauty and grace and sensuality. She walks beyond the confines of what others would place upon her and sticks to her personal truth. I love the energy of beauty from decay that comes through with regards to the goddess Lilith. There is a very strong energy that from death comes life, and from ugliness beauty can grow. It's the lesson of the lotus flower which is assigned to her, and even when the waters are murky and muddy and dragging you down, and there is sludge and waste wherever, one can bloom and bring forth beauty into the world. So it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what surrounds you. It doesn't matter if others are slinging mud at you. It only matters who you are on the inside, and that you allow your true self to come forth and bloom. So first we'll take a look at the smudge. So the smudge is basically the herbal blend ramped up to 11. The herbal blend I really already loved for Lilith, and when I was asked to do a smudge I had a moment's hesitation of, but the blend is so good already, how do I improve it? I really enjoy the Lilith herbal blend, I think it's great. So I sat and I was like, right, okay, basically we need to take what we have and ramp and just go full on Dark Goddess Lilith 110%. We need to elevate the scent so the scent creates the temple of Lilith, and I just get I get a very strong visualization of it being I want to say volcanic earth, like a big circle of black volcanic earth. You know, after a volcano has erupted and all the trauma to the earth and all that has calmed down, and then the soil that's left is like really rich and fertile. It looks like that, and it's a circle of that with her in the middle, and she's on her knees with her hands in there, hands in that dirt, in there, feeling the energies of that, the destruction and the rebirth element, that soil, that fertility that is now present. Anything can grow from that volcanic soil, so infused with minerals and potential and the bed for new life. And it's deeply sensual and deeply sexual, this temple, and it's literally just this circle of volcanic earth with Lilith in the middle and the night sky, and that's her temple. It doesn't need to be ornate, it doesn't need to be you know, stereotypically beautiful. She doesn't need any of that. She doesn't need any of that nonsense. She has this earth, this deep, sensual, sexy earth that can just bring forth all life and is destruction but is life all in once, and it just creates this, oh goodness, it's giving me shivers. It's such a strong visualization of what the Temple of Lilith might look like. And maybe there are a few roots around, you know, hinting at the life that has gone by, that no longer is. A few ashy roots still about that represent the death element, and then this fertile earth representing pure rebirth. And I feel like there would be a blood element here, like perhaps she would have, her hands would be bloody from the destruction, and she was allowing the lifeblood to return to the earth, to allow things to grow there for the beginnings. And that would be, in my mind, the Temple of Lilith. So then we have the herbal blend. It's actually not a herbal blend, I'm wrong, it's a salt powder, and there it goes. So that's what you get for tipping something up and not watching what you're doing. Well done, Joe. Tell you what, we'll get a little bowl and we'll tip some out. Where's... oh, there's my little bowl. Okay. So you can see. Isn't that nice? I think it's lovely. Again, it represents this kind of volcanic earth that I have just described to you as my strong quite visualization from the Lilith temple and what the Lilith temple would look like. The salt, as I said, was something that she basically got involved in. Was like, I want this, and I was and when I say I want this, I mean do this right now, human. And so I did, and I really I prefer it to a pure blended out powder. I think it has a little bit more of a visual feel to that temple. I think it represents how the earth might look in that temple of Lilith, that volcanic earth, that ground, that new beginning. And I think it would make a wonderful... What I'm getting from her is the idea that the powder can be used to cross barriers. So it can be used to create barriers, of course. You can always do that with salt blends. But this is about stepping over that barrier. It's about pushing through situations which need to be pushed through. Coming up against walls that are seemingly put in place by people whose opinion shouldn't matter, by people who are putting blocks in your way just because they feel they have the right for some reason and they don't. So it's about pushing those barriers aside, refusing to be defined by the rules and regulations of people who wish to hold you back for their own selfish ends. And that's why she wanted this. It was very much like, she gives me this very strong image of her, or a priestess of her, in red and black, and they have sooty hands, like they've been rubbing their hands in that volcanic ash that we talked about, and they take some of this powder in their hand, and their hand is cupped, and they close it into a fist, and then they throw it outwards, and the act of that throwing the salt outwards just blows up these magical barriers that are being put in place by people who do not have the best interests at heart. So there you go, that's why it's a salt blend, and I hope you like it. I'm going to stop there, otherwise I'm going to be going on and on and on again. But I really do enjoy working with this energy, so I hope you like it, and many blessings.